Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to make cranberry, apple, pumpkin flavored muffins. It is that time of the year when we are thinking about Thanksgiving and of course cranberries and pumpkin spice. These are the ingredients that come to mind. So I want to start with something sweet and yummy using those ingredients. So November edition muffins. Welcome to my kitchen and thank you for watching. What I need today is 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and I have put a pinch of salt in there. Also, have a teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin spice, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 1/4 of a cup of pumpkin puree, 2 eggs plus 1 extra egg yolk, 1 cup of sugar, have a cup of either canola or vegetable oil, orange zest, and I will also squeeze half that orange for orange juice. Additionally, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar that I will put into my cranberries, and I have about 1.5 cup of cranberries fresh, and I have cut them into smaller pieces. And with those cranberries, I will also use either 2 bigger apples or 4 small apples. And these are the ingredients for today. So I have cut those apples, diced them into smaller pieces, and those will go with the cranberries. But before I do that, I want to put 1 teaspoon of sugar first into the cranberries and a little bit of that cinnamon. And then those apples, brown sugar, a little bit of cinnamon. As you know, cranberries are sour, not as sweet. So that will help. That will help to break those cranberries a little bit. So those are the fruits that go into those muffins. And in my flour, I have put the baking powder, baking soda, pinch of salt. I will also put 1 teaspoon of that pumpkin spice and cinnamon. If you're not crazy about cinnamon, you can use less. If you love it, you can use more. You can play around with it to your liking. And once all the dry ingredients are together, just mix them up. Okay, and this will go on the end. And now what I want to start with is all the wet ingredients. So again, wet ingredients. The only dry ingredient into it will be the sugar. So oil, have a cup of oil, and the eggs, pumpkin puree, and sugar. Okay, while I'm waiting for this, I can get some orange zest. Okay, and I've squeezed less than a half of that orange to go in. I just want to make sure the sugar dissolves with all the ingredients. It will take, I kept it going for maybe 5-6 minutes. Okay, and now time to mix wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. And slowly mix the flour in. I don't want to over mix it because then muffins will be tough and I want them nice and soft and moist. Okay, halfway through, when you see some pieces of flour still, put cranberries and apples in. And again, fold it gently. My oven is preheating to 350 right now. It's not a complicated recipe. Once you organize yourself and get dry ingredients together, wet ingredients together, then combine them, and the only thing left is bake and eat. Those flavors of fall. I don't see any sign of flour, so that means it is mixed well. So time to put it in a muffin cup. And I've got 2 trays with those jumbo muffin pans. It should be enough for 12 muffins. Those cranberries and apples, I'm telling you, it is a very nice combination. So again, out of this recipe, there should be about 12 muffins, and each one should be between 110 115 grams. I'm the crazy person that wants everything even. And you can bake them the way they are right now, and then maybe make some icing once they baked and put the icing on top of them, or a crumble. And I would like to make crumble and put the crumble on top of them before I bake them. I already made my crumble and I used about 4 or 5 tablespoons of butter, brown sugar mixed with white sugar and flour. Have a cup of flour, have a cup of sugar, and about 5 tablespoons of butter. The texture is the key. When you make your crumble, because sometimes flours are not created equal, and it might seem like it's too wet or too dry. To check your crumble, you just have to hold it together and see if it sticks. If it sticks and then easily breaks apart, then that's about the texture you want to have. So now I will put the crumble on top of each of those muffins for that extra sweetness. Crumble makes a big difference with muffins. But again, if you would like to have icing, you can do the icing once those are baked. And I think my oven is actually ready for those yummy muffins. When you have guests over, Thanksgiving, Christmas, those are really wonderful addition. And those should be in the oven for about 20 minutes. I will set my alarm for 18 and then take a wooden stick, put it in and see if that stick comes out clean. If not, another couple minutes. Okay, not completely clean stick, so another minute. Okay, and those should be perfect now. For me, it took exactly 21 minutes. So once those cool off, I will cut it in half and show you up close. And I have cut one in half. You can see the cranberries, pieces of apples, very soft, moist, and delicious. Thank you for watching. Smacznego, everyone. I would like to let you know why I am a big fan of using scale instead of the cups. I do put measurements in cups, so it's easier. As you know, I'm from Europe, so everything for me is in grams. And here in United States, any recipes you have is usually in cups. But I want you to pay attention to one thing, so take it as a tip. I learned by mistakes because I've done it before. So I have put together a flour, the same flour, all-purpose flour, into the same measuring cups. Exactly 2 cups in here and exactly 2 cups in here. But I want to measure it using the scale and show you if there is a difference and how much of a difference it can be. So here is the first 2 cups of flour, as you can see, 2 cups. And here is exactly 2 cups, all around, no cheating. And I will turn on, and there's nothing here, my scale. So it's set to 0. Maybe I should show you. So it's set to 0. If you can see. Okay, and I will put the first 2 cups in. And it says it is 248 grams. So now I will take this into a different cup, and it's empty. Put it back. It comes back to 0. And now the other 2 cups. All of it. And this one is 314. So now you can see that 2 cups are not created equal, right? They do not measure on a scale the same. So why is that? Well, it's all about handling the flour. If we are gentle with it, the flour is fluffy, it's light, and then 2 cups, nice fluffy flour. If you handle the flour, shake it, kind of bang it, on the surface somewhere, it loses its volume because it becomes dense. So you keep adding to have exactly 2 cups, right? Well, but it's much more heavier. It's much more flour that you need. So if you ever had a cake and you tried to follow the measurements and directions and the cake wasn't quite the way you hoped, it wasn't as fluffy, it wasn't as delicate, it wasn't as soft, well, maybe because there was too much flour. So it's just a tip, and I hope you will find it helpful to kind of pay attention to how we handle flours. I know how it is when you bake something and you put your heart into it, time into it, and then it doesn't come out the way you hope for. And it's frustrating. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.